All right. Welcome, everybody. Team training May 7th. Our last Zoom, I said May 5th, which it was not. It's May 7th, 2020. We do these trainings the first and third Thursday of every month. And so we're just excited to have a couple people share some things that are going well for them tonight and just go over, a few quick topics. It's a really exciting time if you are a new coach, an old coach. It doesn't really matter because right now Optavia has an amazing incentive going out, of course, for everybody, $90 off, which has really gotten a lot of people off the fence, which has been great. I have conversation with a couple people that I have been reconnecting with for probably over 2 years about getting on program. And so I think this incentive has really they're like, okay, it's about time. And with everything else going on too, I think people are just finding that, you know what, it's time to make some changes. So it's an exciting time to be a health coach and be able to help a lot of people. So I have Shelly and Kate on tonight. I want to have them share, but really, really quick, I wanted to just kind of give a shout out to a few people on here. Well, one is Shelly. I want to give a shout out to her for signing almost 30 new clients last month. Was it 28? Was that right? Is that what it ended up at?
29 and two came back.
Amazing. That's awesome. So obviously, there is income involved with that, but really what matters is that there's 29 people that have a chance to take their health back if they really choose to plug into the program. So that's so exciting. I love it, Shelly. Congratulations. That's great. Also want to give Dana a shout out because she signed 25 or 26 new clients during our incentive period, which is so cool. Love it, Dana. Woohoo! Congratulations. Yes, I love it. And then also Kate also had one of our highest frontline volumes last month as well. So congrats, Kate. So that's probably why they're training tonight, right? I mean, they're doing something correct. So I just wanted to kind of give a quick shout out for that because you know what? It's awesome because it gives people a chance. With our program, obviously we know it's not always a fit for everybody. Will it work for everyone? Of course it will. It's science. It just works. You plug in, you have every single thing you need to get healthy, but it's not always the right fit. But all we can do is plug people in and offer them a solution. So I just want to say congrats to you ladies for doing that because that's huge. That is a huge month, huge for your business as well. So I don't really personally have a ton to share right now, like myself. So that's why I line Shelly and Kate up because I can always just play off of what they say, and give some ideas. But I was just thinking today about what an amazing time this is for anyone, whether you're a new coach or old coach. And, if April wasn't exactly what you want it to be, you see someone like Shelly who really rocked April, right? Maybe you didn't. Maybe nobody signed up with you in April. Maybe only one person signed. If you even signed one person, then congratulations because you helped somebody else. But it's all the decision of what you want to make of it because this incentive after this, we may never see this incentive again. I hope we don't because that means we're not going to have another pandemic like what's going on. But thanks Optavia for doing this for us. But after this month, it's not going to matter anymore. This whole incentive is not going to matter. So what you do now to be able to utilize this is really going to build for the next 3, 4, 6 months. Use this as momentum to get your business going again if you really want to do something with it. And if you're okay where you're at, cool, awesome. Let your mentorship team know. Say, you know what, I am super happy where I'm at. I just kind of want to stay here. I'm good. I have enough on my plate. Great. But if you are someone that's like, I want something different for the rest of my life. I want to build a legacy. I want to build a different future than what we've been living. This is the time to get started. This is the time to start putting in the work. And it may not come overnight because if you haven't already started, it may take some time to get some momentum going. I made a little quick video in the Valentine page today about pressure. And first quick caveat, we never pressure anybody. That's not the pressure I'm talking about. The pressure I'm talking about is you pushing against your obstacles. and whatever those are, if it's your sphere of influence, if it's social media, knowing how to talk to people, your health assessments, whatever it is, it's doing the work over and over is going to create that pressure to finally bust past that obstacle. And that's really what this time is about. So whatever's holding you back, the one thing that you can do is you could still do the daily actions, and that's going to build up over time. And it could start a little leak, could start a little hole, and then that all of a sudden is just going to burst wide open before you know it. So just want to share that really quick. All right, Shelly has been doing some things right. So come on, Shelly, and share some magic with us. We know it's not magic, but share some systems or whatever they're working great for you.
I was thinking about that when you asked me to talk tonight. You know, I think of a lot of different things that our mentorship says to us. And one thing is there is no magic bullet. There is no magic key. I mean, there's no skeleton key that's going to open up any doors for us in this business. It's just going to be us putting our noses down and doing the work. I know that I was struggling for a while, coaching for 2.5 years now, and I was starting to struggle with how to stay in connection with people, how to continue authentic relationships with them without them making me feel like I wanted to get them. So I felt like that was an area of my pre-client support that I was struggling with. So when we were on training and I heard Carol Hipp start to talk about the ATM method, it really just clicked in my head. So number one, if anybody saw the video that I did that Jason asked me to do, I definitely have the fear of missing out. I have FOMO. And I'm just like Dan Valentine, where I'm just stupid enough to believe the things that our leaders tell us to do, and I just do them because they're the ones laying the groundwork out. They're the ones doing the work in the background, and then they roll these things out for us to do once they have a proven system. So you know, when Carol started talking about the ATM group, it really started to excite me because it started making me feel like it was going to reinvigorate and re-energize the conversations that I was having with people. I did have that initial fear that I was going to put people into this group and, you know, here we're blasting Optavia like a banner in this group. But honestly, I got out of my way pretty quickly about that too. So who in here is actively using the ATM?
I am.
Okay, so who in here is just dabbling with the ATM? Okay, so you guys are kind of actively using it. So honestly, the first thing that I did, and I'm going to drop
You're muted.
Sorry.
You're muted.
These are all the links. I'm good. So all the links, I just dropped all the links in the messenger. So this goes all the way back to the initial training that Carol Hipp did about using the ATM method, how she set it up, why it works. If you're looking for these, you know, after this meeting is over, go to the Valentine page, look up the video that I did, and it's in the comments. All of these, Dan had put all these together. But honestly, I just started from the beginning. I am a very systematic person, so I have all of my previous shares in a pile of health assessment forms. Everybody gets a health assessment form, guys. Even my pre-clients get a health assessment form. That's the very best way that I can track them, and I found that that's worked very beneficially to me because it's alphabetical and I can find them very simply. And then that's a great follow-up tool for me as well, because then I can write on that form if I've been maintaining contact with them. So it's just paper. Just get some photocopies, like Dan said on training the other day, get 1,000 photocopies and just start writing people's names down on these health assessments so that you can do follow-up. So I literally went into my people that I've done previous assessments with that just have never gone anywhere and have just been sitting on the fence. And luckily, because I have fantastic mentorship and training, I have kept constant communication with these pre-clients for the last 2 years. That means I may not be touching them every day or every week, but I am touching them maybe every 4 to 6 weeks. I'm staying in communication and contact. There are a few people whose names are obviously on the top of my list, because we all have that hundreds list of people that we really, really want to help. And the top 10% are probably the people you want to help the most. I also have a separate pile of people that have done program with me in the past who, for one reason or another, life has happened. All of these people, I sent out that initial invitation that's in Carol's Google document. Like, listen, I have this amazing group. I would absolutely love to invite you to it. And, you know, if you're in, great, let me know. I'd love to add you. Most people have said yes. I've had a few people that just kind of look at it, you know, as usual and just let it go. But in all honesty, guys, not including the people that I've signed up, this is my follow-up folder of all the people that said yes, that wanted to be in this group. So again, this is another resource for me to keep going back and touching these people who still have just an inkling of interest in what it is that we do, whether, you know, they don't have the money right now, or whether they just want to see some more transformations. Maybe they want to see some more social proof, which is exactly what this group is for us. Maybe they just want, you know, a couple recipes, whatever the case may be. I bring in my friends who are keto fanatics that just want to see some recipes, because some of our recipes fit well into their lifestyles. But if that gives them a glimmer of what can be possible for them if their keto lifestyle stops working, fantastic. Great for me, great for them, great for everybody that they may inspire as they go forward too. It's really completely changed the way that I talk to people, because I was struggling so hard trying to figure out how to have conversations with people, because I just felt kind of like blah, blah. These people don't want to talk to me anymore. I'm just saying the same old thing all the time. And now we have this amazing group with all of these amazing unlimited resources to start conversations with them all the time. Like, oh my gosh, did you see that story? Did you see that recipe? Did you try that? So many different things that I've even invited people in. If anybody watches my Facebook stories, I'm even willing to get out of my own way with the big Optavia banner and invite people into our world that I've never gotten to a health assessment before. And you know what, guys? So many of those people actually came to a health assessment last week and signed up for a program and are now starting on their first week, because I got out of my own way and I stopped worrying about the big banner. Kate's showing her list too. So, you know, so don't feel the need anymore to hide under the veil of the Optavia secret. I know that we're still going to do what we do on our normal pages, but feel free to live openly in this group. You know, share your story. You know, share your story with the people that you've invited to that group and tag them to it. And when you tag people to things, guys, please do it in conversational form. Don't just drop a name on a thread and just leave it there lifeless. Please tell them why you added them. Please tell them why you tagged them to that, why you felt like that was an important story for them to see, or a recipe that they would like to try. Keep the conversation moving. Don't just leave it there dead and lifeless, and touch these people maybe just a little bit more often than some of the other people that you are still following up with. I've created a system. Everybody can create their own system. I don't care if it's symbols or numbers or letters or whatever the case may be. I completely have my own follow-up system on the top of my health assessment forms. I simply write an A on the top when I've added them to the group, and a T1 when I've tagged them to that first initial video, a T2 when I tag them to the Habits of Health post. The two initial things that we're told by Carol in her system to do when we invite people to this group. And then when I start doing other things like messaging them or video messaging them or adding them to recipes, I continue with my symbols, and I know what my symbols mean on the top of my health assessment. So I know where I'm moving that relationship and that conversation to, and I can totally track exactly where we are. And if I have a couple of people that are lagging behind, I know where to come to them to bring them forward in the conversation as well. That's helped me move people literally in a week's time. It took a week of work from the time that I joined the ATM to start signing up my first client. I signed up 29 brand new clients from the 14th until the 30th last month. because I did a lot of groundwork the 7th through the 14th to start conversations, to stay in communication, to be excited, to share with them. So excitement, what did I put on here? Excitement and energy and limitless information is available to us in that group. Use every stinking piece of it. Flow that excitement into your potential clients, because that's going to make them more excited with their journey, more excited with exploring coaching, and more excited to have a conversation with you and not just close that chat box when you reach out. Thanks, guys.
Boom. There it is. Mic drop. Like that. When you just said you signed your 30 clients from the 14th to the end of the month, like that, I was like, oh, good thing I was on mute, because I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, that's awesome, Shelly. But now I understand, because I'll be honest, you said, hey, who's using it? I'm obviously dabbling, because I'm not following up like I should. I am adding people. I am using that conversation to get people in, but then there's that next level of it. So thank you for that. I think that is, that's going to be a game changer for a lot of people. And yeah, figure out what your system is. Figure out what you can use to best track it. Like for me, I'm probably not going to do the health assessment. You know, for me, I think I'm going to make my own little Excel sheet and print it out. I think there's even one in there in Carol's little document and everything that you could do. But that, like, that structure that you can utilize, I'm not, the most structured person. I'm kind of like seat by your pants, but that you have to do that in that group, I think, to be successful with it. Because otherwise you're going to just forget who you put in, and you're just going to be adding a bunch of people, but you're not going to be taking it to that next level and getting that interest peaked. And, we signed up a couple of clients, and the people that are coming off the fence, the wife, she's been in the group. I added her in the group, and she's been loving the group. And I think that might be one of the reasons that they are hopping off the fence here. So Dana, I saw you kind of raise your hand really quick. You want to come off mute?
Yeah, I just want to say, Shelly, I love the idea for me for the health assessment, because quite honestly, I was really strong in the beginning of adding people and putting little symbols next to them. But then I realized I had so many flipping lists going, like I would be on Wednesdays, whatever, power hour, and then I have a list going there. And all of a sudden I have all these lists. I'm like, okay, who, what, where, when, why? And I love the idea of a health assessment. Like, why didn't I think about it? Because that's like in my face, and I could go one by one instead of like which notebook. I mean, not that I'm that disorganized, but love that. Thank you.
What I love about that too is it gives you a great way, obviously, for follow-up, but usually it takes 6 to 7 follow-up touches. And that doesn't mean like, hey, are you ready? Hey, are you ready? 6 or 7 times. That's just connecting and being human and like, hey, how have you been? How you doing? It takes 6 or 7 times for people to make a decision anyway. So being able to do that and then just have that right there and say, no, oh, okay, I followed up with this person about 4 times. I've tagged them in some recipes in a success story, whatever it is. You just have that right in front of you. So I love that. I really do think Heather said it's a game changer. I totally agree. It really is. And I know I shared this our last Zoom, I think, but it'd been something that I'd been hearing about for the last couple of years and never knew like how we could implement it into us. So I'm really thankful that Carol did that and got that going, because I really think that's going to help us help a lot more people. And then, oh yes, we didn't celebrate Heather. Heather hit executive director last month. It's so exciting. And that means Shelly hit regional, which is exciting as well. So congratulations to both of you. That's huge accomplishment. A lot of people getting healthy, but also a lot of freedom in that for yourself too. And Heather shared her story last week on the client Zoom. And before Kate comes on, because after Kate's done, I'll probably just close up really quick. I love that you guys are all on here. If you have a team, let's start getting some more people on those client celebration Zooms. Invite your clients with. Like, not just the one, and I'm talking to myself too. I need to invite more of our clients on. Invite them on. Like start getting that. We start getting more people and get more people involved. It's just going to grow, and people are going to see how much fun it is, and they're going to want to be a part of it because that's just another layer too. And this is kind of open forum. Like if we want to invite a potential client in there to hear some stories, it's just another way to have another touch point, just have another drip, just like the ATM group, right? Is just more social proof that this is really a great thing and a great solution for them and their health. So I just want to do that little caveat. All right. So Tammy had done TLDP training, which is the training with Heather Irwin. And she did that last year. I know she signed up again, but Kate has started it. And so I know everybody's journey is different. And so Kate's been really loving it. Kate's been really having some great realizations with it. And so I wanted her to just come on real quick and maybe share some things. I know she has a lot of things. She could probably taken up the whole training just talking about that, but I want her to come on really quick and just share a few things that have really been standing out to her and helping her in her coaching journey.
Absolutely. Thank you. So congrats, ladies. Last month was great. So everything that Shelly was just talking about using a system and making sure that you are having a connection with people versus what she was feeling beforehand, which was, how am I supposed to connect with people? It's really funny that that's been the conversation tonight, because the thing that I picked out of this amazing training with Helen Irwin is communication, and how we are communicating with most of our clients and client potentials via phone or via social media. Sometimes random little videos, which we're finding are to be quite fun for people to see your eyes. But something that really kind of shook me over this was just the last one, is we were talking about how communication is actually 93% body language and 7% words. And when you think about what it is that we do with coaching, most of it is with our words, and it's not with our body language. And so learning how to communicate well with 7%, because we're kind of at a disadvantage, is huge. And so there are definitely ways that you can start to craft your communication with people in the way that we now communicate. So usually when you start a conversation with somebody, you have an agenda kind of behind what it is that you're trying to do. And the people that do respond to you are trying to be pleasing to you. And they're like, oh, yes, okay, sure. And you set up a health assessment or whatever is happening, and then they don't answer. And what that is not communication. It is, I'm here to prove what I'm here for. And this other person is like, oh, I will please you. But guess what? Things aren't going well. There's not real communication. So learning how to seek to understand that person while communicating via text is where it's at. And that is all in the art of asking questions. And I know if you are personally in my front line, even secondary and third, we talk a lot about the art of asking questions to really understand where somebody is coming from, so that you are better able to find the fit that we are without really having an agenda of program, but just an agenda to get to know and understand. So amazing things that you can take from this. I'm just taking this to a client perspective because, of course, right now we do have such an amazing deal going on within our company. And most certainly we know that clients turn into coaches, which helps them, and it helps everybody. And that's just how our business runs. So seek first to understand, find the reality of somebody else's before trying to make it into your own words, because of course their experience is different than yours. So just taking them for face value. And if you don't have enough information to make a decision, whether it is which program is the right program for more questions, or let's say we take this into the coaching world and you are helping raise new coaches, asking the questions of, okay, I don't quite understand that. Could you tell me a little bit more? So really start that conversational piece to dig and find deeply what's going on with people. And something else that she was talking about is sometimes we say, okay, here's our human life and then here's our business life. Or, we're just a normal human and then we could become a coach, and we forget that we're just normal people that happen to coach. And so she said, business is human. The quality of any relationship is only equal to the quality of the conversations it can hold. Ooh, okay. Pretty much saying that if you do not have relationship with somebody, you cannot hold the type of conversation it takes to become a leader in health, a leader in business, taking anybody anywhere, because you can't even hold the right kind of conversation. So if we take this to the client level, they stop answering your phone call. Possibly it's because the level of conversation that you could have wasn't there. It wasn't finding out what's going on with them and meeting them where they're at. Same thing in the coaching world. Those of us that do create a team and are building a team, sometimes people ghost you and you're like, wow, where'd they go? We used to be such great friends. Why are they not responding to me? Well, the quality of that relationship very well could have been not deep enough. Okay. And so really learning how to take our business on a completely relational level, and we teach about it and talk about it all of the time, but really learning the art of asking questions. And she did give us some power questions that we can utilize actually in all areas of your life. Let's be real. Then it's, instead of saying why, which for us, we're always like, well, what's your why? Like, why do you want to do this? Actually using the word what. So the first one is, what's important to you about ... So what's important to you about that? Whatever they're asked, what is important to you about that? So you can seek to understand where they're coming from versus the story that you're making up for the information you've received up to that point. So what's important to you about ... Then taking it one step further, what's most important to you about what they just said? So taking it to that next level. And usually this is going to, she said, usually this will uncover something that's timeless value to them, something authentic and practical to their life. And then the third power question is, what makes you ... She said, because if you ask why, that's just their justification. You just want to be curious to understand what makes them say that. So I'm just curious to understand what makes you say that. So you're really digging a little bit deeper to have that relationship. And then this works for clients and coaches too. The fourth one is, what's stopping you from ... What's stopping you from being 100% on 5 and 1? What's stopping you from having that conversation with people you don't know well? Really seek to understand the motivation behind the behavior. And then the fifth question is, what's important for me to know and understand about ... So what's important for me to know and understand about that? Because you can hear and you can understand what they're saying, but maybe that one extra question is really going to tell you where they're coming from. And you're like, okay, now I think I have enough information to make a decision with you about that, or to lead you towards whatever that is. Because not everybody's desire and goal in any of this is what yours is. And so I think when we all first start coaching, we want everybody to be successful, because of course that's what they signed up for, is to be successful. But then we learned that health is a journey, it's not a destination. And so it's just this ongoing thing with ups, downs. Sometimes we lie flat on the floor in our poo, and other times we're running like a sprinter with beautifully laced shoes. So that was some of one of our amazing trainings. This woman is just wow. But maybe just a little bit of incorporating some of those questions into both clients, pre-clients, people, getting to know people, rather than just, like Shelly said, don't just add them to the ATM group and then just leave them hanging. ask them, what's most important to you about your health? What is your motivation behind that? Really get to know and love on them as a human. And when they felt heard and understood, right, Shelley? They felt heard and understood. And now they're like, please pick me, pick me. I want to do this too because I want the life that you've led before me. So hopefully some of that will be helpful in no matter where you are as far as this journey. If you're a brand new coach, all the way up to you've been doing this for a couple days, it's pretty good stuff. So thanks, Jay.
Thank you. You know, and it's made me think about my video work, our coaching guide right here. I mean, if you're ever struggling with questions, like they have it written out right here, and I posted a link here. Now, this is one of these eat the fish and spit out the bone kind of things, right? Because it may not exactly fit Optavia, but it's just this idea of, they call it curiosity prospecting, but just being curious and really giving people that time, because like Kate said, like we have our agenda, and our agenda is good. Our agenda is coming from a positive place. Like, I don't think anybody on our team that I know, maybe there's some new coaches that I haven't met yet, but anybody that I know on our team has good intentions, and their intentions are pure. And sure, will we make an income from it? Yeah, great. But you know what? I don't think any of us, that's the driving force. I think the majority of us, it's, I want people to feel how I feel. And when you could be curious and actually ask people those questions and really like listen fully, like I know Kate was saying, like that posture, like that doesn't matter because you just let someone open up to you. And when's the last time anybody has just sat and listened and actually take it in what they just said to them instead of just waiting for their turn to talk? Like that's huge. That's huge. And one powerful question that you can ask people, write this down. This is a writer downer. Are you ready for it? Tell me more about that. If you ever run out of questions, that's your go-to. Tell me more about that. Because every single thing that you talk about has another level. And when we all know when somebody says they want to lose 50 pounds, that is not what they want. They're not looking to lose anything. They're looking to gain. They're looking to gain life back. And so, man, so good. Thank you for sharing that, Kate. Like that's a perfect way to end. And be authentic, be curious, and put people first. You do that, you'll always win. All right. Great night, guys. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you, Kate. Congratulations, everyone, for an amazing month. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye.